Here we're going to answer the question on why do you want to specialize in marketing? Why do you want to specialize in finance? Why do you want to specialize in operation? I'm assuming you have that bias, and then we're going to go into this. So you're also okay to say, look, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not sure of what specialization I'm going to go into. That is fine. If you're committed to it, how do you probably justify the answer? Why do you want to get into marketing? Right? For me, the idea of selling something, selling a story, selling a theme, creating a story around a product has always appealed. And so I'm drawn to brands. I'm drawn to the idea of what their positioning is. And so the Apple came up with a fabulous market for a product for which nobody articulated a need. We have an iPod. Nobody said, look, I want to have a device where I can stick something into my ears, carry music in my pocket, and go for jogging. Apple located that there was a gap, even though people had not articulated the need, and then created it. So we like some products and brands better than others because those products, even though the products are not wildly apart, what is associated with the product is very different. So I think marketing is about the entire environment around selling. So if you have a product, what does that product make me feel? What does my need to have that product? That understanding of what the consumer wants, and I like doing that. I like thinking about that. I like thinking about what a brand is trying to sell. Is it selling just a product, or the feeling, or how the customer feels about himself when he has that product? So each of those messages has some role to play in us making that purchase decision. So what drives consumer decisions? What kind of story does a product convey? What kind of positioning does a service offering have? Those kind of things, I'm drawn to that kind of thought process, which is why I think I'll be naturally comfortable with marketing. I am also a reasonably good people person, so I can travel. I like traveling. I like meeting with people. I like listening to them. I like to pause and take in their thoughts on why they make purchase decisions. So I think I have the skill set, and I have a natural affinity also, which is why I think I naturally gravitate towards marketing. Why do you want to get into finance? And so, for a long time, anytime I thought about a company, an organization, I've always been interested in the idea of, okay, how do they make money? And so, call it the way I coded. So if I go to a restaurant and I see that there are 12 tables, and each of us has had something for 100 rupees, we've sat there for half an hour, immediately thinking, what is their peak load? What is their lunch price point? What is their dinner price point? And if there are this many tables, how much revenue do they generate every day? They have probably four cooks and six waiters and one guy running the show. What is their cost? So I'm naturally drawn towards the idea of putting numbers to a company. The idea of saying, okay, this is their revenue, this is their cost, how do they make money? I go to my cat coaching center. I want to know how they're profitable, how they make money. I go on and look at a Kirana store. I'm thinking how much revenue should we have to justify that rent. So I'm automatically thinking in terms of, okay, there's an organization. What is the number sitting underneath it? I'm fascinated by that. I think that comes under the accounting and finance idea. I'm also fascinated by, okay, this is what a company does, and therefore it is valued at 200 crores. This is what this company does differently. They're valued at 350 crores or $100 million. So there is something where people take the day-to-day number of what the profit is, what the cost is, what the margin is, how much profit they can generate, and then say because of this it is this valuable. That also appeals to me. I like the idea of the day-to-day numbers which shapes profitability and my decisions on how I should spend my time, where I should allot my goods, who should go where, that. And the bigger idea or the slightly different idea of if this is what your day-to-day numbers are, how valuable are you? How you can, what based on what you do as a business, how much valuable, how much, what is the price of your entire company? So that idea of valuing something and thinking of an asset, that also appeals to me. So I think that is why I think I'm naturally going towards, I'll have an affinity towards finance. I'm comfortable with numbers. I can spend long hours with Excel sheets trying to manipulate them, twist them, turn them, put assumptions in. I'm drawn to the idea of affixing numbers to daily operations for simple companies. I'm interested in doing a set of forecasts to numbers, then seeing profits, and then saying, okay, this is what the company does. How much would it translate to in terms of what is this company worth? not the product or the service, the entire company. Both of these appeal to me, which is why I think I'll be going towards finance. Why do you want to get into operations? And anytime you think about running a company, for me, the logistical chain is the biggest draw. So, suppose I'm buying a handlebar grip for my bike. I'll think in terms of, okay, this is available in 6 shops. So whoever is stocking it has made sure that all 6 shops have it. But this is a niche thing. The wider handlebar grip should be available in 600 shops. So the guy who's manufacturing it has to reach it to all those shops through a wholesale dealer. Suppose I'm running a factory which produces the bikes, then there'll be probably I'm dealing with 70 vendors and 2 3 large groups of vendors, and the entire thing about maintaining an inventory of each of those items. I need more inventory of my critical items that come from far away, less inventory because I don't want to waste money on something that I can procure easily. What gets procured easily? How does the entire chain happen? So a bike, I'm a big bike guy. We see a bike that is made up of maybe upwards of 200 components. Each of these have been procured and kept. Right? And when the bike is kept somewhere in a showroom, there are probably 6 such models sitting there. Who decides that should be 6 and not 12 and not 3? How many color variants should we have? How should the organization be geared for the demands made on it from a marketing team? So the marketing guy will say, okay, give me all 12 variants, but it entails a cost. So I'll have to say, okay, I can give you only 4 variants, but tell you what, I can ship anything else immediately. Ask your customer to book. So the demands made by the customer facing guy on the organization, the operational team has to put that together and keep it ready, and they have to plan to pander to different varying demands. That idea is the essence of management for me. Sitting there and seeing how logistics get routed, how my factory has to be have so many items inventorized and kept ready for a change in plan. How do I, if I'm working in Amazon, how do I plan for the New Year sale? Not in terms of what the marketing campaign is, what the cost is, what the discount is, but in terms of if we hit 1000 units, this is what we'll use. But if suddenly it goes fantastically, we have 2400 units, what is my plan B? If it's only 600 units, how will I bring back my inventory? Those kind of decisions, those kind of challenges, I think are very crucial, and they appeal to me a lot. As an engineer, I gravitate towards understanding processes and systems, and I think that is why I'm moving towards operations, because that gives me the thrills. That's why I'm an ops guy.